Hi there, sir. Could you state your name, please?
Martin Loya.
Spell your last name.
Loya.
Thank you, sir. All right. I wanted to inform you the last time we spoke, a complaint had not been filed. Remember the 48-hour portion I was telling you about? They did file the complaint within the 48 hours. I want to advise you of the charges against those. That had been filed. Count 1 is possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. Count 2 is possession of a narcotic drug. That's a Class 4 felony. Count 3 is possession of a narcotic drug for sale. That is a Class 2 felony. Count 4 is transportation of a narcotic drug for sale. That's a Class 2 felony.
Why
Count
are all the why are they all the same charges? Is
They're
worded
not.
different.
Yeah, so one of them's transport, one of them is for sale, one of them is possession. So
It
there's,
wasn't sale.
well, so I'm just making you aware of the charges. This is not a trial. So I just want to make you aware of what they're alleging against you. Okay, so it doesn't mean you're guilty of it or anything like that. These are just the charges that they filed against you. Okay. So the last one I told you about was transportation of a narcotic drug for sale, a Class 2 felony. Count 5 is misconduct involving weapons. That's a Class 4 felony. Count 6 is possession of a narcotic drug for sale. That's a Class 2 felony.
There's 6 charges.
There is a total of 7, and the last charge is transportation of a narcotic drug for sale. So you have 2 of the same charges. One of them is possession of a narcotic drug for sale. There's 2 of those counts, and then transportation of a narcotic drug for sale, 2 counts, to bring the total to 7 charges. The bond remains the same, even though there's additional charges. The bond remains the same. Do you have any questions at all?
I have property in New Mexico. How could I post bond?
So your bond amount is still entered at $15,000. So you're able to post bond. You can go through bail bonds. You can talk to the detention staff, and they'll provide you information on bail bonds if you wish to do that. Otherwise, they can allow you to use the phone to try to make some arrangement to post bail.
Okay.
Any other questions, sir?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Oh.
Judge, we're getting the next one. We were bringing them all in separately.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello there, could you state your name, please?
Santana Ortega.
Thank you, Ms. Ortega. All right, Ms. Ortega, this is regarding case 2026 CF010. The last time we spoke about the possibility of a complaint being filed, the complaint did file, remember, within the 48-hour period that we discussed last time? So they did file a complaint. I want to make you aware of the charges that they're alleging against you now, okay? So count 1 is possession of drug paraphernalia. That's a class 6 felony. Count 2 is possession of a narcotic drug. That is a class 4 felony. That narcotic drug being cocaine. Count 3 is possession of a narcotic drug for sale. Count 4 is transportation of a narcotic drug for sale. Count 5 is misconduct involving weapons, class 4 felony, and those other 2 are class 2 felonies, sorry.
None of those were mine.
Pardon me?
None of them were mine.
Okay,
I didn't even know that they were in the car.
okay, so right now, this is not the trial. This is just to make you aware of the charges they're filing against you, and then all that will come out later, okay?
And so for my release,
So I'm not even close to being finished with telling you your charges.
I'm sorry.
So let me finish advising you of the charges against you, because you want to know that. Then once I get done doing that, I'll answer whatever questions you may have, okay?
Sorry.
All right, and that's okay. So I left off on count 5, which was a misconduct involving weapons. That's a class 4 felony. Count 6 is promoting prison contraband. That is a class 2 felony. Count 7 is possession of a narcotic drug for sale. Fentanyl is the drug on that charge. Count 8 is transportation of a narcotic drug for sale, and that is the total charges. So those are what are alleged against you in the complaint. Now, do you have any questions that you were going to ask?
So for my release, will I be released?
So you have a bond of $10,000. So you have to post bond. You have a court date scheduled for the 17th of February at 4:00 p.m. That's the preliminary hearing, unless it goes to a grand jury case, and then that date may vacate.
So I can post bail, like I can call someone and I can pay the $10,000 and I can get out.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions in that?
No, sir.
Okay, that's all I have for you.
So February 17th.
Pardon me?
February 17th is my next court date.
Yes, your next court date, let me look at that again. I believe that I said that. Yeah, February 17th at 4 p.m. is scheduled for a preliminary hearing at this courthouse.
And even if none of that stuff was even mine, if I didn't even know about it in the first place, that it was even there.
Yes,
Does it
because
matter?
well, it does. It may not make it may not. So the preliminary hearing is to establish if there's probable cause to charge you with those crimes. If the state is unable to prove probable cause at the preliminary hearing, the next court date, or if the case goes to a grand jury and a grand jury decides and they don't find probable cause, then some of those charges may dismiss, or all of them may dismiss. They have to find probable cause. That's what the next hearing's for. So right now is not the time to give details of the case or argue the case. That will come at the next court date. Okay. Anything else than that?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all I have for you. Let the detention staff know that we're done. Hello, sir. Could you state your name?
Skylar Brickman.
All right, sir. So this is regarding case 2026 CF012. The last time we spoke, we were discussing whether a complaint would file within the 48 hours. A complaint did file, and I want to make you aware of the charges on that complaint, okay? Count one is possession of drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony. Count two is possession of a narcotic drug, a class 4 felony, to wit cocaine. Count three is possession of a narcotic drug for sale, class 2 felony. Count four is transportation of a narcotic drug for sale, a class 2 felony. Count five is promoting prison contraband. That's a class 2 felony. Count six is misconduct involving weapons, prohibited possessor. Count seven is misconduct involving weapons. That both of those are class 4 felonies. Count A is possession of a narcotic drug for sale, a class 2 felony, to wit fentanyl. And count 9 is transportation of a narcotic drug for sale, a class 2 felony. So those are the updated charges that have been filed on a complaint. Your bond remains the same. There's no change on the bond.
Can we do a bond hearing real quick, if you don't mind? I can't get anything done while I'm in here, so I just trying to get the opportunity to, you know?
All right, so
It
you,
needs to be done in writing, Your Honor. I'm just trying to get it done.
okay, the request is denied, but let me explain to you the process, okay?
Okay.
You asked for a court-appointed attorneys. Now that a complaint files, we're gonna notify a court-appointed attorney for you to let them know of the charges and allegations and that you're in custody on bond. When that attorney is appointed to you, they can request a bond hearing, and that's a normal process that takes place regarding that. So, but we have to notify your attorney. I'm talking to you first of the charges. Then we'll
Okay.
send this
Okay,
out.
Your Honor.
Okay, does that make
I
sense?
just don't have the 20,000 collateral. I have the 2,000, but not the 20,000.
Okay,
That's my,
understood. So what will happen is when that attorney is appointed, they're gonna have a discussion with you. Make sure you tell them those details and that information to see if they can request for a lower bond, and then at that, if there's a bond hearing at the request of your attorney, then the prosecution will be present to say why they want the bond in place, and your attorney will be there. You'll be allowed to speak, and me or another judge will take all that into consideration on an adjustment.
and a timeline on those kind of events.
We're sending the information out to the indigent legal services today, so they'll get that today. It's later in the afternoon. Probably will be prepared on their desk for tomorrow to be able to start the process to get that assigned to you.
Okay, because I do need to get back to work in Santa Fe. I own a business out there and I employ people, so
Okay.
it is imperative I do get out there as quick as I can.
All right. So just make sure that that type of information you want to discuss with the attorney that's appointed to you to let them know that, and those type of criteria.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
No, I hope I can get something done while I'm in here. I just don't think I can.
Yeah, it's well, the 20,000 is bail bonds eligible, but you don't have the collateral. I understand what you're explaining. So then the next thing to do is have your attorney do some work for you to see if that can be a changed bond or not. So that's gonna kind of be up to that hearing that you're talking about. Okay.
Okay,
All right. That's all I've got for you, sir.
thank you.
You bet. All right, we'll get it sent out to you here shortly.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Have a good one.
You too.